All right, hello. This is Tyler Rodden. Let's talk a little bit about assessments and how technology has impacted that in my classroom. The first thing I would say is, and this is maybe a little bit condemning of myself, but I don't feel like I have used technology a whole lot as far as assessments go. I think that I use it well, and there's certainly room for improvement, but use it well in the delivery of lessons. I use it well in activities surrounding those lessons. Assessment, going through this course has really kind of shown me the light as far as how much or how little I have used technology as an assessment tool. I look at it, and the most I can come up with are formative assessments using different apps like Kahoot, where students kind of go through review games, and it allows me to see, are they getting those questions right? Are they getting them wrong? Those kind of things. The one hard part about Kahoot is it's basically multiple choice, and so I'm not seeing the process that's going through their head. Oftentimes, if I write a good enough question with good enough distractor answers, I can usually see what conceptual mistake they're making based off the choice they make. But again, you're basically just judging right and wrong with those kind of apps. As a school initiative, we used what's called GradeCam, which is basically a replacement for Scantron sheets, and a way in which students fill out a bubble sheet that you can just print off, and you can basically take a picture of it, whether that's with a tablet, with a webcam, with a smartphone, whatever, and it'll grade it, and it kind of grades it right then and there, and it shoots out the data for the individual student. But then one of the biggest things, and this really isn't a situation that enhances the student's experience, but it does enhance the teacher's experience, in that it's easy to compile data and easy to sift through and analyze data. You can combine classes, you can combine teacher to teacher, district to district, those kind of things. As long as you can look up the teacher's account basically on GradeCam, you can compile your results with theirs if you're given the same test. And so I think that's a big thing as far as PLC goes, and as far as just collaborating with other teachers and finding best practices. I think that's been a really good thing for the collaboration groups that I've been a part of. As far as the future, looking to, based off this class, what have I learned, and what do I look to insert and input into my classroom? The, the biggest thing is more assessment practices, in terms of the formative, but more concrete formatives. Again, Kahoot is a formative assessment. And so, kind of moving on from those Kahoot type apps and ways to assess, I look at starting to input more digital media as far as assessment goes. So students recording themselves, whether that's just completing a homework problem, or whether that's more of a project-based assessment where they are truly creating a product, whether that's making up their own real-world application problem, or finding different things within their environment that represent the math that we're currently working on. So I think that, to me, is one of the biggest ways, is opening up that door for creativity, opening up that door for them to really kind of show me more than just some symbols written down on a piece of paper, and hopefully that can prove a powerful experience for them. The other way that I see myself assessing students using technology is social media. And, to me, social media, whether that's, something like Twitter, or whether that's me kind of connecting them through a learning management system such as Schoology, or any of those other options out there, Google Classroom, where they can be discussing different aspects of what we're learning, and they can be arguing with each other, and they can be collaborating with each other, and agreeing and disagreeing, and all those things, to where they're gaining a deeper understanding because they're looking at it from a deeper point of view. It's not just, did you get number 5 done? Did you get number 5 right? Okay, let's check it. Let's move on. It starts to become a little bit of a deeper understanding when the question is not how do you do this, but why do you do this, or why use this method as compared to this method, or why did he do this step here as opposed to doing this other step that they could have done. So those discussions, I think, provide for a lot better formative assessment on my part. The one thing that I'm still struggling with, however, are the summative assessments. I look at we talked about high stakes tests in this class, and I still look at that ACT and how they assess math within that ACT, and students still need to be able to write things down, and they're still working through the same kind of looking problems as we're giving on our written tests right now. And I wonder if we have to move on from that, and if we should move on from that until those tests do. So summative assessment, even looking to the future, it's hard for me to see the changes that can come from that. But if you guys have any ideas, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for listening.